Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast-o-matic presentation and recording for the first half of the warm-ups that coincide with the lessons for this week. Please remember that your task here is to copy down the question and the answers, and remember to format your answer content in a different colored font. Please remember that when you're finished, do not submit just yet, as you still need the other warm-ups for the other half of the cycle. Let's go ahead and get started. From Monday and Tuesday's class, what are some important and noteworthy facts about Germany that explain this country accurately? In this particular lesson, we learned much more about the country that we know today as Germany. In terms of location, Germany is located in Central Western Europe and bordered by 9 countries. It holds a key role in terms of its proximal geography. Also in terms of geography, Germany lies on the Atlantic shelf in the north, but has inculcated with the Alps in the south, and is filled with a vast irrigating network of rivers that run through the country. Also, 1/3 of the land is arable, and 1/3 is woodland. In many ways, people note that Germany has ideal geography. Now, in terms of a government, Germany has a federal republic which has 16 smaller states, each with its own mini-constitution. In terms of its culture, every state has its own culture, dialect, food, traditions, and more. However, on a global stage, Germany collectively seems to export much of its ideologies and cultural commonalities to other cultures in Europe and the world. Now, in terms of people and demographics, about Germany is inculcated with 82 million people. However, it is the most populated country in the European Union. 80% of Germany's population is ethnically German. 12% are Polish, Italian, and Dutch, and then 3.5% are Turks. In terms of its global impact on a global sphere, Germany is a world powerhouse. It is the strongest country in the European Union and the 3rd largest exporter of goods, and most Germans note for having a high standard of living. And in many ways, this makes them an ideal country to look up to, especially for other countries in the European Union. Germany, however, still has a controversial past, but a very contemporary and current present, and possibly bright future, based off of the way that current trends seem to be going for the country at large. Let's proceed to the next question of the day. The next question of the day is essentially about Russia. What are some important and noteworthy facts about Russia that explain this country accurately? Well, in terms of location, Russia is huge. About 1/8 of all inhabited land on Earth inculcates Russia. Russia straddles both the Eastern Europe and Asian world. More people live in the European side of Russia, though, so that's important to note. In terms of geography, there are many different physical regions within Russia. For example, in the west, you'll find the European plain, and then of course the Caucasus and the Ural Mountains. However, once you get into the Asian part of it, in the east, you'll find the Siberian region, many other mountain ranges, rivers, and then the highly volcanic Pacific coast. In terms of government, the country itself is divided into provinces, republics, and even 9 territories. The capital, however, is Moscow, and 1/10 of the population does live here. The Russian government is known for being relatively strong. Some might claim that it's an autocracy. However, in theory, there's a president, who's Vladimir Putin, and also a ruling body that establishes laws. In terms of culture, Russia is very diverse and eclectic. There's many ethnic minorities too within the country's borders. What's interesting to note about Russia's current culture is that older generations are very much so traditional, and newer generations are noted for being very liberal. Some might note that younger generations are in fact bucking the system of what old and new Russia really are. In terms of demographics, Russia has approximately 143 million people, making it the 9th largest country on Earth. 85% of the country is in fact Russian descent, 3.7% are Tatars, 1.4% are Ukrainians, and there's also other East and Central Asian minorities that are not represented by those numbers. In terms of impact, Russia has been a key player on the global stage with multiple domains like wars, imperialism, trade, nuclear weapons, the government itself, and also other key controversies. So in this lesson, we're going to discuss some of these factors and more that pertain to Russia. Thank you very much for tuning in, and good luck with completing the rest of the corresponding lessons that coincide with these warm-ups.